game tight in the second half. We did a much better job taking care of it. Thought we competed really well defensively. Did a great job on the glass all night. And with our ability to get shots every time, we were able to extend the lead. And credit to Maryland, they have a great team. They had an incredible year, but really, really proud of my guys, and we're really pleased to be playing on Saturday.
We'll open it up to questions for the athletes first. Again, athletes first here.
Chris Harry, FloridaGators.com. Denzel, can you just speak to the carelessness with the ball? It looked a lot like UConn last week, except it might have been worse, actually.
Yes,
what was going on?
I just think we got a little lazy in the first half. We were kind of being loose with the ball, not really paying attention to the guards from coming behind, tapping the ball out of our hands and stuff like that. I mean, I think we picked it up second half. We got together. We talked about it and stuff like that in the locker room. We told if we got to win, if in order for us to win this game, we got to take care of the ball. And that's what we did second half.
Yeah, Kevin Brockway, Gainesville Sun. Denzel, I think it was a 29-3 edge and bench points. The ability for you to come in and produce, and for Thomas to come in and produce with, Alex obviously being out with the injury in the first half. How important was that? And I know it's kind of something you guys have done all year long, but what kind of pride do you guys take in, doing that off the bench on a nightly basis?
Yes, sir. It was very important. Me, Tommy, the rest of the guys on the bench, we come in with great energy. That's what we try to do every game. We just try to defend, whether it's on defense or offense. We just try to get a push on the edge because I think they got a little tired in the second half. We kind of used our depth to our advantage, and we pushed the pace on defense, and we got out in transition. And just everybody being ready, whoever's name is called, I think that's what we did.
Yeah, Edgar Thompson, the Orlando Sentinel. For Denzel, just the unselfishness in the second half, 6 assists, I think, on the first 8 baskets. And then Ruben, the rebounding advantage, 40-22. What did you think of that? But first, Denzel.
I thought it was very good. Everybody shared the ball. Everybody was very unselfish this game. Out of the second half, like we said, when we kind of picked it up second half, we was talking more on defense, coming more together offensively. And we got knockdown shooters. We got great guards and great bigs just to clean up our misses and stuff like that. So I think we all just picked up second half. We came together as a team.
I would say we just, them taking pride in what we do, what we have been doing all year. So just coming out and, going cleaning the board and, doing whatever it takes, to get our teammates going, which is like, getting the rebound, opportunity we had to get it. So, just being able to embrace that.
Chris Harry, FloridaGators.com. For Ruben, you guys coming in, perception-wise, at least had a big advantage in the front court. Condon goes down, you get in foul trouble. What were y'all talking about in terms of how are you going to combat this adversity against you guys in the first half?
It's something I think we have seen all year. So we just, being able to just be poised in that moment and just know that, it's just us against us. And, blocking out all the noise out there and just focusing on us and trusting each other. And, I think that's what keeps us going, the trust we have in each other, because we know that at any given day, once we step on the court, we come out and pull our all, so give it all we had. And I think that's one thing that we do, coming out, enjoying it, even if something didn't go our way, but just being able to be positive with any outcome that is going at that moment, just being able to be positive in between and just, working and trusting each other. I think that's something that kept us going.
Hi guys, Christian Babcock with the Bay Area News Group. Question for all of you. Did you kind of feel them, wearing out? They didn't play a ton of guys. You guys were subbing in a lot of guys scored. How did that change the game in the second half?
I think it changed it very well in the second half as we pushed the lead. I think their guys, like you said, got very tired, and we just used our depth to our advantage. And Tommy coming in with big time, drawing fouls and stuff like that, coming in, rebounding and stuff. Everybody being ready to shoot off the bench. Wall, he does what he does. Will does what he does. And Elijah do what he do. But just having other people kind of back them up and help them on defensive end and stuff like that, I think that's a great thing for us.
Yeah, I would just say, just being able to make use of the opportunity we have. So whichever opportunity throws at ourselves, we just go out there and grab it and then do what we have to do. Just play basketball, enjoy it.
Further questions from the room for the players? We've got one on Zoom. Okay, we'll head to Zoom. Dan, go ahead.
Yep. Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. For the student athletes, just what you could say it's been like to be on this ride together, and just what you've taken away from this season, knowing that there's more life to this and there's more opportunities for the Gators to show who they are.
I think this ride been amazing. We got a great group of guys. We all gel together very well. We're all like brothers. And just being in this moment, being a part of this journey, being here in the Sweet 16, it's a blessing to be here in general. But we know it's not done yet. We still got a job to finish, and we just got to keep going.
Just saying, enjoying the moment, enjoying the brotherhood, the love that we got from each other. So, just being able to be part of that is something amazing and something that anyone would want to be. Just being able to knowing that your brother got your back and you have their back, just being able to support you no matter what's happening. So, just being able to be part of that. I think it's a beautiful thing for all of us, and I think we all could testify to that. So, just being able to be in that group, that brotherhood, man, it's something that we love and we just don't want it to stop.
Last question from the room.
You guys feel like that second half was the kind of basketball you guys, when you're at your best? Because we hadn't really seen that kind of in the tournament, and you kind of did it when you needed it.
Well, I would say that second half, that was us. At at the beginning of the game, we started, as Denzel said, we started slow. Not taking care of the ball. But like in order to achieve what we have to take care of the ball. Love the ball. Because it's precious. Just being able to get back to loving that and just know that okay, this is my cake. I need to hold it really tight. So yeah.
Denzel, Ruben, thank you. You guys are good to go.
Appreciate you.
Okay, we'll open it up to the room for questions for Coach Gold.
Yeah, Kevin Brockway, Gainesville's son. Todd, I know you knew coming in, you probably had a little bit of a depth advantage, but then Alex goes down. How maybe that impacted your rotation and even the ability to get something from him in the second half in terms of, keeping that rotation intact and being able to get the bench production that you did?
Yeah, no, we definitely thought, and not just specific to Maryland, but we feel like, our depth is one of our biggest strengths, regardless of who we're competing against. And, our first half, Kondo goes down. It looked, it was a couple minutes into the game. We just got out of sorts a little bit. We had to play Tommy pretty much the whole first half, and he did a great job, but he started getting fatigued. And as we were talking about, we're just very careless with the basketball in the first half. I thought we did a good job on the glass. I thought we did a good job defending them. We were still able to go into halftime with a lead, even though we had 13 turnovers in the first half. So, once we got there, we were able to recalibrate a little bit, and the message was simple. We got to keep defending, obviously continue to stay aggressive on the glass, but we have to do a better job taking care of the ball. If we didn't do that, we would have put ourselves in jeopardy of going home tonight. And we were elite in the second half. We did a great job staying aggressive, handling their pressure and their quickness and their length. Our defense stayed consistent. We were awesome on the glass all night, both sides of the ball. And we started taking advantage of, the opportunities we got in transition. And, that allowed us to step on the gas a little bit and break away from them.
Yeah, Bruce Posner from Turf Talk Radio and Odyssey Radio. Todd, Maryland's proclivity, even though they really only had a 5-man starting squad playing 30, 35 minutes, was second half over the last 20 games. How concerned were you at halftime? And what did you say to the team to flip the switch?
I was concerned because I think Maryland's really good. They've been playing like a top 5 or 6 team in America over their last 10 ball games. You see the talent with Queen. He's an amazing talent. And every guy in the starting lineup has unique skills that make them really difficult. But to be honest, as I just said, the message was simple. Like, we have to take care of the ball. Like, we had 13 turnovers in the first half, and our goal as a team is to limit ourselves to 12 for the game. So the fact that we were able to, still have a lead, it gave us some hope that if we clean that up, that we would be in good shape in the second half. And so the message was simple to our guys. It was really just about us and making sure we do what we talk about a lot, which is defending, rebounding, and valuing the basketball.
Friends, Beard Gatorade. Todd, was you talking about you had a couple of consecutive dunks there you got the ball into Ruben, and that just sort of turned the whole team on. I mean, it's like the switch went on for everybody.
Yeah, I think that was a moment where we might have started wearing them down a little bit, and we were making them chase us. Again, we were valuing the basketball, so we were making them guard, for majority of the shot clock, and we were able to get some slips on the pick and rolls for Ruben. He did a great job catching the ball in tight spaces and going up and dunking it, and we were able to just keep our foot on the gas that way. But Rube had a monster game. I thought he was really impactful in a lot of different ways, and sound like a broken record, but our ability to take care of the ball in the second half was the difference in the ball game.
Lindsay Schnellby, Athletic. Todd, Randy Bennett did come tonight. I wondered if
Did he?
Oh, so he didn't ask you for a ticket.
No, I didn't see him.
I texted him to ask if he was here, and he said, of course, I wouldn't miss it. So I wondered if he had reached out to you or ever said anything more than just he's working at the portal. On the portal.
Coach did not tell me he was coming tonight. And that's just kind of how he operates, but it means the world to me. I saw Coach Kyle here as well. And those guys have been so impactful, for me in my life, and I've known them since I was 17 years old. And, just the joy, that Coach Smith, just had being around us, just like, we've all been together for a long time, and a lot of these guys on my staff here at Florida were with us at Columbia when Coach Smith got his first job. And I know he's proud of the work we're doing. And I know Coach Bennett's really proud of the work we're doing as well. And, for me, I'm proud that my program and our program is performing the way it is. And, a lot of it has to do with the kind of the base and just experiences that I had with them over my 5 years in Moraga.
Todd, Ron Krejcik from the San Francisco Chronicle. Going back to your playing days, I imagine, as a head coach, certainly you haven't gotten this deep in the tournament. Kind of bigger picture, what's the exhilaration like? What's the vibe like when you get to this level, to each round you advance? And how significant is it where you got, you guys are in Raleigh one week, you're here. It's a very unique sporting event.
Yeah.
Compared to, Super Bowl, World Series, whatever. I'm just curious, the experience, the journey, what it's like for you and what you expect Saturday to be like.
Yeah. I mean, it's surreal, to be honest. The thing that I keep kind of going back to is that, selfishly, personally, I just don't want it to end, and we have a uniquely tight group. My staff has done a fantastic job all year. It's our third year being together, and obviously we've had a couple guys that have benefited from our success. They're going to be getting head jobs here when this runs over. But the key for me and my staff and our player is like, just, we can't take a second of this for granted. It's been an amazing run. We've won 33 games this year. It's incredibly hard to do. We kind of had a great rip through the best league in college basketball over the last 20 years, won an SEC championship, and now we're playing well at the right time and have an opportunity on Saturday to play our way into the Final Four. And it's an amazing experience. I'm not necessarily surprised. This group has been working in unison since June, and they've been looking out for each other. We knew early we had a really great group of young men that would pull for each other and play the right way. And our team talent has really taken over. And I thought that showed tonight in the second half with the way we kind of put our foot on the gas down the stretch. Yeah.
Hey, Todd, just two real quick ones. Can you speak to Denzel's big shots at big times, but also one sequence that came at a tough time when Alex was on the ground and pushed the ball toward the basket?
And Micah put it in. It was a hell of a play.
It was just a huge play at the time because that was during their comebacks.
Yeah, no, Denzel was fantastic tonight. He did an incredible job. He was in there when we kind of iced it, say kind of from the 10-minute mark down to 4. He gave us a great stretch, hit a big 3. I think that extended it back to 15 or something when they were starting to get some baskets. And he just played with great confidence tonight. And he was fearless, and he attacked for, all 20 minutes he was out there. He gave us a big lift. And Kondo, obviously, we just weren't sure we're going to have him in the second half. And credit to him, he wanted to be out there with his teammates, and he fought to get back out on the court. And loose ball, just dives on it, makes a winning play, pops it up to Micah, and he tips it a couple times and puts the ball in. But those are backbreakers, when your energy and your effort, your energy and your extra effort, lead to baskets or turnovers. When you're on the defensive end, those kind of deflate your opponents. And I thought our guys did a wonderful job over the last 20 minutes of the game of making play after play that way that kind of kept them at bay.
I taught Christian Babcock with the Bay Area News Group. When you have the depth that you have and you can sub guys in and there's not much drop off, whereas they have, 5 guys who kind of play most of the game, is that a comfort on the bench? How do you go about, looking at the game and seeing maybe they're getting tired and, this is where we can mash the accelerator in the second half?
Yeah, you got to trust it in the first half, simply because, they're not going to wear down that much at that point. And our bench did a good job. I thought, Irby was a little tight out there, but Zell was fantastic. And Tommy obviously gave us 30-something minutes because of Kondo's injury. I thought Micah, he, foul trouble in the first half, but gave us some big minutes in the second half. And a big thing that we had talked about as a staff in our prep was like, regardless of what's going on, like we gotta trust our bench and know that that's a huge advantage for us tonight. And obviously with Kondo going down, I don't think we were able to even take as much advantage as we really would have wanted to with him only getting 13 minutes. We didn't play Herb as much, but the way Tommy, Micah, and Zell gave us minutes off the bench was huge. They were, the difference in a lot of ways. Our bench, we outscored them 29-3 bench scoring. I think that was a huge difference in the game as well.
Okay, Coach. Thank you for your time.
Yep. Go Gators.
Everyone will be joined momentarily by Maryland head coach Kevin Willard and student athletes Julian Reese and Derek Queen. Yeah. Go to the athletes. Sure. Go ahead.
Obviously, extremely disappointed that the season's over and it's a tough loss, but thrilled at what this group of guys was able to come together and do, and the season that we had. Just proud of them. They fought all year long. Starting off in conference play 1-3 and finding a way and battling, and ended up with 14 Big Ten wins and making the Sweet 16 with only 2 guys that ever played in the NCAA tournament before. So extremely proud. This was by far the best team I've ever been around. Proud of Julian. He's going to go down as one of the best players to ever play at University of Maryland, and we're going to hang his number one day because of just what he did for this program. Bless you. And really proud of my young big guy here to kind of go through the Big Ten the first time and play the way he's played all year. These 2 guys have been great. So disappointing. Florida's really good. They're deep. I think their bench was really wore us down, but proud of this season.
We'll open it to questions for the athletes only to start.
Hey, Eugene Wong, Washington Post. Just when you look back, obviously the sting is still fresh, but when you look back on your career, all you've contributed to Maryland, kind of what pops into your mind?
Yeah, I'm just, kind of grateful I was able to be a part of a program like this. It was just a blessing to be a part through the ups and downs, and I feel like I kind of came out, and even though we lost, I came out with my chin up. And we fought hard, and we just weren't able to get it done. So,
Derek, I don't know if you know you set the freshman record for points. I know it came in a loss, but when you look back at the season for you as a freshman and all that you accomplished, kind of what comes to mind for you, and have you thought about what the next step is going to be for you in terms of going to the NBA or coming back to Maryland?
I'm not sure yet. I have to talk to my mom, my agency, Coach Willard, all the coaches, see what I'm doing. And then throughout the season, it was growth for me. I just kept getting better. Didn't let the game before I played affect me. Just kept on getting better. And
Hey guys, for both of you, Florida obviously a really good offensive rebounding team. They kind of dominated the battle of the boards again tonight. What was so difficult about stopping them on the glass?
They come from a kind of a physical conference in the SEC. And they were really deep. They have a lot of like 6'10" and taller guys coming off the bench. Whereas we got a little bit of shorter guys, but they just kind of out hustled us, and they kind of was just more prepared in the rebound battle, I guess.
And they got 2 6'10" guys or taller on the floor at the same time. Physical guys, big bodies, and they just running in fine and trying to get a rebound.
Wayne Viner, Terp Talk. Derek, can you talk about the evolution of your game from being more of an inside guy to now being an excellent, pretty much point forward?
Just me consistently working on my game all day, every day, and then my coaches and the team and my teammates just having that faith in me to help me expand my game and to trust me to do the stuff I can do with the ball.
And Juju, can you please explain how you became such a fantastic foul shooter in your senior year?
Yeah, just locking in, watching film, just working at it, consistent reps.
Hi guys, Christian Babcock with the Bay Area News Group. How hard was it to withstand their run in the second half? You guys, took their run in the first half and then made your own. But was there fatigue an issue? Obviously, they were playing a lot of guys. They had, I think, 6 or 7 guys in double figures. How hard was it to do that again in the second half?
I mean, we had a lot of defensive laps, but they was just capitalizing off of it. Like they was making that threes, that shots. If they didn't make it, they got the offensive rebound and repeated, just kicked it out for threes, layups, and just scored.
Kyle Goon, Baltimore Banner. Julian and Derek, I know you guys both said you're very proud to be part of this whole team, but especially the starting five, the Crab Five, as it's been called. What are you going to remember about that group, and what do you think the lasting legacy of that group will be?
We only get this opportunity once to be together as a team, build relationships. I mean, unless you go to like a prep high school, but even then you still build relationships. But from since they are seniors, I don't think they got an extra year. It's gonna be hard to make relationships like this. But we're just gonna remember each other and remember all the memories we did, and just keep on being a brotherhood.
Okay, Derek, Julian, thank you for your time. You guys are good to go. We'll open it to questions for Coach Willard.
Hey, Kevin. Apart from the wins, what would you say is the most gratifying part of having coached this group? And the follow-up would be, what is your future in terms of returning to College Park? Have you made a decision whether or not you'll be back?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed coaching this basketball team. They from the time they stepped on campus in June, they've just been so much fun to coach, and to kind of see them kind of grow together, have the wins we had on the road, have some of the toughest losses that I've ever dealt with, buzzer beaters, and to overcome that was huge for me. It was one of those things. It was just a whole lot of fun. The staff said it the other day. It was just kind of there's so much fun to be around, and they accomplished a lot. It's in today's world of trying to put together a roster in 3 weeks. These guys all made great strides. And again, the only 2 guys I ever played in an NCAA tournament before was Julian and Jordan. So for those guys to be great leaders, and for us to get to the Sweet 16, I think it shows you how good a group of kids they were. So I have not even. No, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll just be honest with you. I haven't talked to my agent. I haven't talked to my wife. I made a promise to this team that I was gonna just focus on this team, and that's all I've done. So I haven't talked to anybody. I have an agent. I'm sure he's talking to people because that's what agents like to do. But I don't know.
Hi, Kyle Goon, Baltimore Banner. This follow-up to that, is there something at this juncture you think Maryland can do to bring you back?
It's right now, my biggest concerns in life right now, I don't know who my boss is going to be. It's the guy that brought me here, who I really liked and appreciative of him bringing me to College Park, is not here anymore. And I don't know who we're going to hire. And that's, as in today's day and age, That worries me a little bit. I'm just being honest. My honesty got me in trouble. I might as well keep getting me in trouble. So this is going to be a family decision. I love College Park. I love Maryland. But when you're at this point in your career and you're looking at things, I have to take everything into consideration about what's moving forward. But I have not even talked to anybody, so I don't know what I'm doing.
Coach, I just wanted to ask: is the Villanova, presumably, is that an option for you? Like, have they offered you?
I have
the
no idea.
position? And a follow up for that, kind of what Kyle said. Is there anything that the new administration and conversations they've had with you that would encourage you?
I'll be honest with you. My guy Brian Ullman deserves a raise because he has been phenomenal. The only person I've talked about my job is with that man over there wearing a muscle hat. He has been absolutely phenomenal. So, but I'm not even sure. I don't know if he's going to be here. So it's just one of those things right now.
Yeah, Coach. Last 20 games, the team has been incredible in the second half, even with the 5 guys who are playing 30 minutes, 35 minutes. And it wasn't like this was a back-to-back game. This was a, 4-day rest or whatever. What happened in that second half? That has not happened in over a month or almost 2 months.
Well, actually, we've been getting off to horrendous starts in the second half. Colorado State, we got down 13. We came out at home against Northwestern, didn't play well. We haven't been playing overly well to start the second half. And I think we've talked about it as a group and we looked at it. And when you play a team that can come off the bench with the guys that they can come off the bench with, that was a big worry. And, we battled and these guys were battling. I thought the biggest play was the rebound that Condon got and threw it up to the rim. I think it was a 7-point game at the time and pushed it to 9. I just thought that was like a really big momentum breaker. So, but we haven't been starting well for a while. We've been playing well in the second half. We just haven't been starting well. And that start really hurt us.
And the rebound discrepancy, it's just odd after all the games this year.
It's what they do. They're the number 3 offensive rebounding team in the country. They're the largest. They score more points off offensive rebounds than any other team in the country. You have to give them credit. They do a really, really good job at it.
We've got time for 2 more. Thank you.
Eli Cohen with the Diamondback. Kevin, I know you mentioned, earlier, can't control Twitter, can't control the media, but looking over the past week, do you wish you approached anything differently?
Not at all.
Last question here.
Lindsay Schnell, The Athletic. Kevin, I feel like a lot of times people demand that public figures be honest, and then when they are honest, to your point, sometimes you get in trouble. Today, when you guys left the team hotel, there were some fans that voiced their displeasure. Does that make you think at all about, do you want to be at Maryland?
Not at all. I got my guy. We would not be in the Sweet 16 if it wasn't for Harvey Sanders. Harvey Sanders runs our collective, does all the fundraising, has been instrumental in getting us back to where we are. And Hard gave me the biggest hug. So he matters. I understand fans are going to be pissed because I'm in limbo and this and that. And I get it. Like, I'm kind of pissed, to be honest with you, because I didn't expect to be in this situation. But
Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
The phone call saved me.
Everyone, for those still interested, the Maryland locker room remains open until 7:38. That's 7:38. Final reminder that the recording of the